Good evening, everyone. This is the literature review for risk analytics based on topic analysis of financial disclosure. I am Sashwat Tyagi.
I'm Shreya Wattambar.
And I'm Namikita Rana.
Our advisor is Dr. Steve Yang. So I'm going to speak about simultaneously discovering and quantifying risk type from textual risk disclosure. The authors are Yang Bao and Andita Datta. It's from the journal Management Science, issued in year 2014. In this paper, authors have tried to find how uh, the risk disclosure can be used as a beneficiary for common investors. Authors found out that the informative risk types do not necessarily increase the risk perception for the investors. They have proposed an unsupervised learning method that aims to estimate rather than predefining a set of categories. So for that purpose, automated text analysis, which aims to quantify textual information, and automated test analysis in social science is assigned text to the categories through which they have done everything in this paper. Also, they have proposed a test LDA method to find out the risks from the disclosure, in which they'll be looking at the text from the disclosures and finding out the tone for the disclosure. Also, the authors have stated that it's still a challenge to evaluate unsupervised clustering methods because there are many policies and many things which they cannot cover from the disclosure. So that's quite the gist of this paper.
My name is Namakita, and I'm going to be walking you through the next two articles that we took a look at. The first was Analyst Information Discovery and Interpretation Roles, a Topic Modeling Approach. The authors were Alan H. Wang, Reuven Lehevi, Amy Y. Zhang, and Rong Zhang. This was published in the journal Management Science in 2018 by the Institute for Operations Research and Management Sciences, Informs. So, just a high-level overview. This particular paper was exploring the analyst role in financial firms and how investors value analyst contributions right before the financial disclosures and reports occur. Specifically, it found that 31% of prompt reports contain topics in what one would call an information discovery role, meaning the analyst discovered something new that perhaps their managers or other coworkers had not necessarily told them before. Whereas 69% of those reports contained information in an information interpretation role, meaning they had gotten that information from somebody else and they were interpreting it and passing it on towards the investors. In general, this paper found that investors rely on analyst information discovery more when managers have stronger incentives to withhold that information from them, but they rely on analyst interpretation more when the processing cost of a conference call is significantly higher. Throughout this paper, there were a couple of methods used: general descriptive statistics, chi-square test, F-tests, the use of a certain type of topic modeling known as LDA modeling, standing for Latin Dirichlet allocation. And finally, they used cumulative monthly marketed adjusted returns, or CAR regression, to explore the different portions of the data set throughout. Going forward, this paper in particular posits that topic modeling has the potential to be used in a variety of research settings as a way to reduce huge amounts of text data in a way that's very manageable and very interpretable on a wide range of topics. Now, the second one is an article called Textual Analysis in Accounting and Finance, a Survey. The authors are Tim Loran and Bill McDonald. It was published in the Journal of Accounting Research in 2016 by Wiley Blackwell. On the behalf of the University of Chicago booth. So, a high-level overview, this particular paper looks over and assesses the reliability, the types, and the use cases of many different types of textual analysis techniques in the financial services industry. It also posits that a lot of the traditional definitions that are used, specifically that of readability, don't necessarily help rate the effectiveness of business documents. So, some of the methods used in this particular paper, or analyzed rather in this particular paper, general textual analysis, sentiment analysis, the usage of bag of words, readability metrics, and word lists, the FOG index, which is a way of basically determining how many years of education a person needs to be able to successfully read and interpret a document, Zipf's law, cosine similarity, and general Naive-Bayes algorithm. Going forward, this particular paper states that trying to find complexity from readability is a little problematic because different firms have different motives and different incentives to write their papers in a certain way. This paper, however, does suggest that future research should focus on the broader concept of information complexity. That is, how complex are the concepts that the paper is trying to address. So that's that.
The final paper for our literature review is Managerial Incentives and Risk Trading. The authors are Jeffrey L. Coles, Navin Daniel, and Lalita Naveen. It's from the Journal of Financial Economics from the year of 2006. So in this paper, it has a quite a unique perspective over how CEO's wealth sensitivity to its stock prices and to its stock volatility is, which are termed as delta and vega respectively, are connected to the risk-taking policies of the company and also other expenditures. In the paper they have found out that the higher sensitivity to the stock volatility in the managerial compensation gives the CEOs and other management groups incentives to like invest in a more riskier assets, or like increase the budgeting for R&D structures and all those things. The methods used in this papers are like Black-Scholes option valuation model, basically, which and also the estimates, which gives you which basically. So the Black-Scholes option valuation model, which was modified by Merton to account for the dividends, is used in this paper, and which gives you a very high correlation between the delta and vega with the company policies and how they are affected as the time goes on. Going forward, we will be using the company disclosures of the incentives and the salaries received by the CEOs, and how the companies change their policies, and how a change in policy reflects into the change in incentives for the CEOs and the management group. So this concludes our literature review. If you have any more feedbacks, please shoot us the email. And that's it. Thank you.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening. Bye-bye.